requires the fullness. So I let it all go. There is a life to live, and it's full, and it's beautiful, and it's safe. And it's remarkable and precious. It's beautiful and it's strong. I now let go. I let go.
There's nothing to fear. I realize I'm one with the one.
I'm one with God. I'm powerful and creative.
I
realize this for all of us.
I'm one with the one. I realize I'm one with the one.
I'm one with the one.
I realize I'm one with the one.
Oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God.
I now let go. There's nothing to fear. I now let go. There's nothing to fear. I now let go. There's nothing to fear. I now let go. I now let go. There's nothing to fear.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is.
The thought for today is by Reverend Barber. The secrets we keep and the lies we tell ourselves set a course of destruction. The truth is, we cannot hide from God, and living authentically frees us from suffering. Manifesting our dreams is now possible. Rejoice. There will now be a musical selection by the Voices of Praise.
I just wanna be happy, but if I keep on doing the things that keep on bringing me pain, there's no one else I can blame if I'm not happy. Wasted time, but now I can see the biggest enemy, it was me, so I'm not happy. Cry yourself to sleep, shout and raise your hands. It won't change a thing, child, until you understand. If you're tired of being the same, if you're tired of things not changing, it's time for you to get out the way. Don't get stuck in how you feel. Say, Jesus, take the wheel. He knows the road that you need to take. But it only works if you want to be happy. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. But if I keep on giving my heart for people to tear apart, the healing will never start. So I can be happy. Will I ever be happy? Cry yourself to sleep, shout and raise your hands. It won't change a thing, child, until you understand. If you're tired of being the same, complaining. It's so easy to complain, addicted to the pain. You give your heart, they push it away. Jesus knows just how you feel. Just let him take the wheel. The love you need, he already gave. But the question is, do you want to be happy? I just want to be happy. Let me hear you say yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 If you're tired of being the same, if you're tired of things not changing, it's time for you to get out the way. Don't get stuck in how you feel. Say, Jesus, take the wheel. He knows the road that you need to take. You gotta stop complaining. It's so easy to complain, addicted to the pain. You give your heart, they push it away. Jesus knows just how you feel. Just let him take the wheel. The love you need, he already gave. But the question is, do you want to be happy? I just want to be happy. Ask yourself, do you want to be happy? Do you want to be happy? I just want to be happy.
Thank you, Voices of Praise. Thank you, Richard. Today's lesson, Power of the Authentic Life, will be given by the Reverend Barbara.
Do you want to be happy? Yes. Yay, good answer. I opened up Evan's book, Shadows in the Dance, this morning just for fun. And it always surprises me, I think, when I open something up and go, oh, isn't that perfect? There is a spring here that is continuously feeding this area, and as a result, an entire integrated system has been formed. You are also an integrated system with a support source that supplies you with energy that sustains cells, tissues, and organs. You are a three-dimensional being. There is life spirit that requires oxygen to fuel its existence, and in which there is awareness and ability to be and to do. There is a spiritual to implement action, a physical to express and experience, and a soul that links them all. To express, to exist, and to experience itself, life uses the soul to stimulate the body into action. Life is activity. When the three parts are working harmoniously, there is perfect balance and wholeness, and sense of success and peace is felt. When there is unbalance of any kind, the entire system suffers. Living an authentic life requires that we let this system, this natural system that's within each and every one of us, let it operate. Let it be. Let it express. The authentic life is us being who we were created to be, not who we think our parents want us to be, or our minister wants us to be, or our neighbor would prefer we would be, or our sisters or siblings or spouses or whoever it is that has an opinion as to who or what we should be or what we should do. There is within each one of us this natural flow, this bubbling energy that is moving us and driving us. And it's pushing us or pulling us toward our greatness, and some of us have the brakes on. We're looking in the mirror going, oh, this should be different, that should be different. We're looking at our life out here going, oh, it's wrong, it's bad, it's not quite right. We're judging our lives and the people around us as if they're bad and wrong because of the things they say, they do, the way they act, how tall they are or short they are, how much they weigh, the color of their hair, whatever. We have judgment, judgment, judgment all over the place, and all of it prevents us from experiencing who and what we actually are and who we were created to be. Each one of us, as you've heard me say before, is born with a little something, something unique to us. And you know what it is. You know what it is. Now, here's how we lie to ourselves. I don't know. I can't. That's not possible for me. I'm wrong and bad. I'm not enough. We go through our lives telling these stories because we've been conditioned, because somebody has said to us somewhere along the way that somehow something about us is not right. We've misinterpreted a message that we received. Maybe when we were a little kid, we got into the fridge and dumped all the mayonnaise on the floor, and our parents came in and screamed and yelled at us, and we thought, wow, I'm bad and wrong. We didn't necessarily get the message that we had done something unacceptable, but rather that we as people are wrong and bad. And then we go into our life without confidence, without a sense of esteem that would take us into a place of great possibility, but rather with a sense of limitation. Now, someone else might have the same experience and turn around and go, okay, clean it up and get on with life, and still have that powerful ability or force to be who they are and to deal with the world however it shows up. Continuing with this wonderful reading, Evan went on to write, some discover the power of the mind and have wonderful thoughts and forget to express them. Some focus solely on the body and lose the other aspects of their being. To truly live, each aspect must unconditionally support the others. This is the secret of living abundantly, of living authentically. So imagine for a moment that you have a desire, and I know you do, that there's something inside of you that's pushing you or prodding you, but somehow everywhere you look out here, things aren't working out. Have you ever had that happen? There's walls, there's blocks, there's closed doors. It feels like they're all padlocked, 25 locks top to bottom, and you don't have any of the keys. And we tell ourselves story that, I can't do this, I can't do that, I don't know this, I don't know that. And these are the lies. These are the lies. We take a look at our life, our authentic nature. Somebody told me this week they were too bold. What's wrong with being bold? What if being told you were too bold is like, wow, you are bold? What if we took it that way rather than, oh dear, let me hide? Somebody tells us we're too loud. And so we start talking really softly and we hide in a corner and we become the wallflower. Why? Because someone's opinion was I was too loud? Maybe that person had a headache, and in that moment my loudness caused them some grief. It wasn't that I'm wrong and bad, or me being loud or outgoing or outrageous in some ways is wrong and bad. It's that this individual couldn't deal with my energy at that time. And so we need to begin to look at our lives and look at it from a new perspective. We need to recognize I'm created in the image and the likeness of God. Therefore, I am perfect, whole, and complete. And who I am, if I can just let that out, if I can stop lying to myself long enough to go, God created this. Now, what am I going to do with it? See, I was given free will. So I can look at the world out here and go, it's wrong, it's bad, it's broken, it's flawed, it needs fixing. Or I could look at the world in here and go, it's divine and it's perfect and it's beautiful and it's fabulous. Now what? I can live that authentic life and I can grow and expand and excel. And I can shine my bright light everywhere I go, or I can turn around and pretend that I have no value or worth, and I can hide in the corner, and I can listen to the people around me who go, whatever. It's all a choice. We have a choice. We have a choice in every moment about how we're going to react, what we're going to do, how we're going to think about ourselves and the people around us. And the people around us, the way we think about them has got nothing to do with them. It's got to do with how we feel about us. And so it always comes back to that idea, can I love myself enough that I can begin to love the world out here? Can I love myself enough that I can begin to trust the people out here? Can I have enough heart? Can I believe in my heart enough that I could know that you have a heart that desires love and possibility, self-expression, joy? Do you want to be happy? Yeah, we do, don't we? We want to be happy, and yet we look at the world around us and we go, I better not be too happy. Somebody might get mad at me, or somebody might disagree with me, or maybe I'll offend somebody, or maybe I'll say or do something and I'll be embarrassed or humiliated, or maybe I'll trip and fall and make a mistake, and maybe I'll fail at something, and yes, we will. Hallelujah. And then we'll pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and go, now what? And we'll try again. If you want to be happy, if not, continue doing what you're doing. Just keep on suffering. It's all good. See, it's okay. Suffering's okay. It's just a choice. It's just a choice. What choice are you making today? Are you making a choice to be loud and bold and to celebrate and rejoice and go, hey, everybody, this is me? And you don't even have to like it. It's okay. I'm all right with that. Because what you think about me is none of my business. Because I was born this way. God made me this way. And one of the things that I've come to discover with the wonderful journey that I've had in the last year or 2 or 3 or 4 is all the ways I've held myself back. That's the part of me that likes me and the part of me that doesn't like me, and they're arguing and fighting, and which one am I going to pay attention to? Which one am I going to feed today? Well, today I'm choosing to feed the one that likes me. Today is the day, and this is the moment when you can look in the mirror and go, it is what it is. And stand in that idea and look at your desires and look at the excitement within you and the drive within you and begin to see it as good. And then look at the world out here and go, every single man, woman, and child on this planet has a beating heart. Every single man, woman, and child on this planet has a deep desire within that beating heart. Everyone. And that desire is, do you want to be happy? Yes, that's it. And do you want to feel loved? Yes. Everybody wants that. Is there anybody in here who doesn't want those things? There's certain things that we all have in common, and so we need to not fear one another, but rather connect with one another. We need to recognize our oneness, our unity, our connection, and as we do that, we stop competing. We stop playing small. We stop hiding in a corner, covering our heads, going, I'm not enough. And we stand tall and proud, and we allow ourselves to be authentically who we are. And when we do that, every time we do that, we've modeled a behavior for someone else that just might give them the courage to let go of some of their fear, drop it by the wayside, and stand in their strength and power and go, I'm enough. I'm enough. There's a whole lot of people out there who don't think they're enough. Maybe somebody in this room feels that way. That's not possible. That's a lie we've accepted. That's a lie we've told ourselves, or we've allowed to grow and expand because of messages that we received, because we somehow thought the messages that come out from here, those are the right ones. They're not. None of them are. Not a single one. If somebody tells you you're beautiful, fabulous, wonderful, and terrific, still got nothing to do with you. They're talking from their experience. They're talking from their history and from their biology and from their life. They're not talking about you. What are you telling you about you? That's what's real. And if you can just go deep inside And forget the person who said you were a loser or the person who said you were fabulous, and go deep inside and begin to feel fabulous. Remember that you're a child of God, not broken and flawed, but truly divine. Begin to remember that, and then bring that into the world. What happens is you will see the world from that perspective. And you will look at people and you will go, wow, you are so beautiful, fabulous, wonderful, and terrific, because you will see that essence, that divinity, whether they see it or not. You'll see it. And the more you see that, the better you're going to feel and the better they're going to feel. Because we always feel good when somebody tells us how terrific and wonderful and cute and sweet we are, right? And then we get really upset when somebody goes, oh, you're such a... Why? None of it's true. You know, our thoughts and feelings, they're not true. They're our experience of some event that really doesn't have a meaning until I attach one to it. So whether you like me or not has nothing to do with who I am. I am a child of God. Who are you? I am perfect, whole, and complete. How about you? I'm divine. How about you? Are you ready to see yourself that way? Are you ready to look in the mirror, in the bathroom, first thing in the morning when your eyes aren't quite open and your hair's all askew? And look in the mirror and say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. You created me out of yourself. And now I'm going to do my very best to live up to the gifts that you gave me. I'm going to live up to God's vision for my life. I'm going to live up to that. Who's with me? Holy moly, nobody? Oh my gosh. Okay, Evan, we're going to be here all day. I'm going to live up to the vision that God has for my life. How about you? Yes. All of you? Yes. Stand up if you believe that you can live up to the vision God has for your life. And live it now and loud and proud. Live up to that life that you were given, that something that was put in you that said you are the only one who can do this. Are you ready?
Yes.
Excellent. Take your seats. We play small, we hide, we crawl in the corners, we pretend we're not enough, we lie. And yes, we might be very honest with our minister, and we might be very honest with our best friend and our spouse. We might be very honest even with our children. But man, we look in the mirror and we tell some lies. We think in our minds of the ways that we're broken and flawed, and that's lying. And we've made a commitment. We made a commitment here today to live up to our divine potential. We made a commitment. I saw you stand up. I witnessed you. You witnessed each other standing up to be all that God created you to be. So I'm going to hold you to that. I'll be checking in with you hourly, daily. Just messing with you. Stand up for your life. Take note. Come here on Wednesday night and do the meditation and stuff with Evan. It's so powerful. We come together and we meditate and we are together and we are reminded to live up to God's expectation for us. When God created you, God did not expect you to fail, to fall, to crumble, to cry and whine and complain. God didn't expect any of that. God created greatness, goodness. And then we've had the wonderful opportunity of playing with that. It's a little bit like playing with plasticine. What do they call it now? Play-Doh? It's a little different, but Play-Doh. So we play with that and we make things. And then we can scrunch it up and we can make something else. And then we can scrunch that up and we can make something else. And you know what? We can do that. It doesn't matter how old you are today. You could have made 8,000 mistakes. I've made 8 billion. Who's counting? All of those mistakes have no relevance in this now moment if I decide to stand up to the potential that God gave me. To stand up to the life that God gave me. None of it matters. None of it matters. And so in this moment, I invite you to just imagine that you have this giant backpack on. It's really, really heavy. Because everything you've ever done is in it. All the good and the bad and the ugly, it's in there, man. And it weighs a ton. And I want you to just kind of shrug it off. Set it on the pew beside you or under your chair, for those of you up here. I'll stick mine under here. And just notice how light that feels. If I let go of the past, if I can forgive what was, which merely means to let it all go and stand in the moment and go, right here, right now, I am enough. Right here, right now, I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right stuff. Right here, right now, I'm expressing my highest possibility of what God has for me. And so all is well. But I invite you, when you leave here today, do not take that backpack with you. We have cleaners coming in after service, and they are going to sweep it all away and put it on the curb, and the garbage man's going to come and just take it and put it in the incinerator, and all will be well. How good is that? Yeah. Yay, yeah, let's do that. Let's be done with that. Living an authentic life means going within, not looking out here, because out here's got nothing for you. It's already been created, it's already done. The only thing is what's within. What do you desire? What do you aspire to? What's God calling you or pushing you or dragging you to? Let's stop resisting it all. Let's let go of that fear and stand tall and proud and look each other in the eye, going, this person has a heart just like me. And I don't need to be afraid of them. You know, sometimes we're afraid of new people. We meet somebody new and we're a little bit shy and I don't know if I should really open up to them. What if we just did? You know, most people are pretty nice. But like you, they're afraid as well. So what if we just give all that up? And begin today to live up to God's vision for our life. You see, God, and I know you know this, but God is all-knowing, all-powerful, and everywhere present. So if God is all-powerful, is there any reason why you couldn't have a powerful life? Is there any reason why you couldn't create your dreams, given that you live in God, that God is being you, and that that dream is in God? Is there any reason you couldn't live up to it, couldn't do it, couldn't accomplish it? No. But we've told ourselves a lie because we doubt. We doubt. We doubt that God is really for us because we bought into that old idea that God is passing judgment on us. But that can't happen because God is love and God is being you and it's all good. So what if from now on, when those doubts and fears rear their glorious heads, when your confidence begins to take a dip, what if you told yourself, I'm living up to God's plan for my life? What if you wrote that on your bathroom mirror? I'm living up to God's vision for me. What if you put it on your phone as your screensaver? I am living, not thinking about it. Maybe tomorrow, next week. I'll get around to it. Let me see. Let me put it in my planner for 2018. Well, maybe 2020. Let's live up to God's plan now. Why not? Can you come up with a reason why not? If you can, it's just a lie. I'll just warn you right now, it's just a lie. God has a plan. That seed that was planted in us. And then gave us free will. Oops. Because you know what we do with that. We look at the world out here and we think it's the real thing, and we go, oh man, I might as well just give up right now because look at the state of affairs of this world. There is no hope. And the moment that I think that, believe that, I get to be right. So I need to take responsibility. I need to take responsibility right here today for my life, for my thoughts, for my action, for my direction. I need to take responsibility right here, right now, going, enough. Shut up your mind that is telling you you're not good enough, not strong enough, not blah, blah, blah enough. Tell it to stop. Cut it off. Don't give it space. Don't rent space to that stuff that isn't real, isn't true. And the people in your life who are telling you you are not enough, not good enough, whatever, do not give them space in your head either. Look at them and say, thank you for sharing, and I love you. And then love them some more. And maybe give them a great big giant hug. They'll love that. And then walk away going, I was born this way and it's all good. I was born this way and I'm enough. That this is God's creation. I am God's creation. Nothing broken, nothing flawed, nothing wrong. It's about changing our thinking, changing our attitude, changing this whole idea that somehow the world out there is responsible for our life. It is not. I am responsible for my life, my creation, my experience. You are responsible for your life, for your creation. Now, don't confuse that with you're to blame because something went wrong. Just remember, you couldn't climb a mountain if it was completely smooth. Our life is on purpose, and it takes us on a journey. And my journey this last year has had its ups and downs, and it's had its opportunities, shall we call them, for faith development, for expanded awareness, for, did I really lie about that? All right, let me just take that lie and ditch it and come up with something better. Let me begin to look at myself, and instead of saying I don't know, let me realize I do know. You know, needing a double hip replacement is no accident. That wasn't God's doing, that was my free will. Let me just hold myself back a little bit, and let me give myself a really good excuse for doing it, so everybody out here will, give me sympathy and flowers and attention. But the truth is that hips are all about moving forward. Where in my life was I going, I'm not quite ready. Not quite ready to be my outrageous, divine, crazy self. Let me just rest for a moment on my laurels. But you see, we can't do that, can we? We can't just rest because, you got to work and you got to go do stuff because that makes you valuable, right? If we can put in enough hours and do enough things, then people will think we're valuable. Another one of those lies. One of the best stories I ever heard was a minister, a friend of mine, a number of years ago. His daughter was involved in a serious car crash. She was 16 at the time, and he gets called in the middle of the night to go to the hospital. Her wrist is completely crushed. Her femur is broken, but she's alive. And he's a mess, minister or not, he's a mess. His little girl has been in a serious crash. Another kid was killed. It was a big thing. So he called his minister, which is what we do. We need somebody else who's got a little distance here, who can remind us of the truth. And they prayed together. So in the morning when the surgeon arrived, the surgeon redid all the x-rays. And that femur was going to require surgery. Funny thing, though, the wrist was healed completely. No cracks, no chips. The swelling was down. So he goes to his daughter and he says, I don't understand. This was a girl raised in New Thought, somebody who understands the power of the mind to create. And he said to her, he said, what happened? She said, I needed some time off school. And he goes, why'd you need time off school? She said, well, I just knew you wouldn't give it to me if I asked for it, but my boyfriend wanted to have sex and I wasn't ready. So her leg didn't heal, and she was in a cast up to her waist. Nice preventative medicine. The funny thing is she told her friends when they picked her up that night, she said, I had a dream last night that we were in a car crash. And her friend said, are we going to be okay? She goes, yeah, we are. And they got in the car anyway. The things that happen and the way they happen, we don't understand. And we're never going to understand. We're never going to understand the ways of God. It's like this infinite thing that we can't even begin to perceive. But what we can know is that God is being us. And that within us, there are answers. And within us, there is a way. And within us, there is something that is meant to be lived. We're here. We're here. If you're on this side of the grass, I'm sorry, you have something to do. There is a reason why you're here. A dear friend of mine committed suicide. And I spoke to her mother afterward. And we were chatting. And I'm looking at her going, like, how do you go on from this? She had one child who died at about 6 months old, another one that died at age 3, a husband who committed suicide when her 2 daughters were teenagers, and now her 42-year-old daughter committed suicide. And I just looked at her, how do you do this? She said, well, I'm here. So God has a plan for me. And I still have a daughter and a grandson, and I need to be strong for them. And I thought, wow, there's some faith talking. She knew that as long as she was drawing a breath, there was something for her to do. Was she grieving? Absolutely, she was grieving. And getting up every day and going to her senior center and going to her church and doing the work that was needed to help others. She was in service. And ultimately, all of us are. All of us are in service. We're here for a reason. And all of us know what that reason is. And in the moment that we decide to stop lying to ourselves, saying, I don't know what it is, we'll begin to see the path that's lit before us. Because it's well lit. It's just we don't necessarily like it. It's not necessarily the one that we decided was right for us. It's not necessarily happening in the way that we expected it to happen. Whatever's going on in your life today, see it as good and very good. Bring that divine light into the moment. Bring that divine light into the moment so that you can begin to get rid of the shadows. That light will illuminate those corners that dark closet that the monster's hiding in. That light illuminates all of it so we can begin to see clearly, and the fear is then dispelled. When I focus my attention on living my Christ life, the fears and doubts leave and joy happens. Do you want to be happy? See, it's possible. But we can't be happy if we're looking out there and judging it as bad and wrong. Does that make sense? If we're looking in the mirror and judging ourselves as bad and wrong, we can't be happy. Do you want to be happy? It really, truly is simply a choice. Live the life that God gave you to live, whether your parents agree with you or not. Find your path. And I know there's lots of excuses. You got to earn a living. And we do. We live in a world that requires money. And yes, we have to earn a living. But that doesn't mean we have to stop living. What if we went to the job that we're currently cursing and we brought that light into the room and illuminated the corners that we think are dark, and all of a sudden they're lit up and we begin to see the beauty that's actually there? What if every time we landed in a hospital or something, we looked around the room and went, well, okay, I'm a bringer of light, so I'm not sure why I'm here. Yes, my hip hurts, but I'm a bringer of light, so what does that mean? More morphine, yes, got it. No, I wasn't really clear when they were giving me morphine, but if you're a bringer of light, what happens is every person who comes in, you begin to want to know them or meet them or greet them. And so you look them in the eyes. You don't just pretend they're not there. They're changing your bedpan. Come on, say hello, say good morning. How are you? Thank you, perhaps. We bring ourselves to life. What are you bringing? Are you bringing your fears and your doubts and your worries and your judgments and your criticisms, or are you bringing your light? Just a choice. What do we teach here? Right thoughts, right words, right feelings, right actions, right reaction. Yeah, Sunday school knows this. Let's begin to think that way. Whatever it is we bring to the table is going to shape our world. There was an incident at my daughter's school where her friend was bullied. Somebody suggested online that she kill herself. So that created a lot of problem in the school. And they've got a trip coming up the end of June, and I was a little nervous about it because it's a bus trip and all these kids will be together and there's some animosity between them, and I was a bit concerned. And I said to her, well, maybe the answer is this boy doesn't get to go. And her response to me was, we have all waited 8 years to be in grade 6 so we could do this trip. He has waited 8 years to do this trip. He should be there too. I thought, man, where'd she learn that? God bless you and keep you safe.
My mama told me when I was young, we are all born superstars. She rolled my hair and put my lipstick on in the glass of her boudoir. There's nothing wrong with loving who you are, she said, 'cause he made you perfect, babe. So hold your head up, girl, and you'll go far. Live Listen to me when I say
I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, hey, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you're set. I'm on the right track, hey, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, hey, I was born this way. Hey, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, hey, I was born this way. Right track, hey, I was born this way.
give yourself prudence and love your friends, so we can rejoice your truth. There is no reason to feel insecure. I must be myself, respect my youth. Love who you want is not a sin. Believe capital H-I-M.
Hey, hey, hey.
I love my life, I love this record, and listen to me when I say
I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, hey, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you're set. I'm on the right track, hey, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, hey, I was born this way. Hey, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, hey, I was born this way. Right track, hey, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you're set. I'm on the right track, hey, I was born this way. No matter black, white, or beige, we are all made the same. I'm on the right track, hey, I was born this way. I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, hey, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you're set. I'm on the right track, hey, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, hey,